Well, greetings from Pennsylvania once again, and more specifically, we are in Philadelphia this morning. Today is June 23rd. What is today? A Wednesday morning, I believe. Yeah, you know how I feel about Philadelphia, but here we are. You can probably hear the traffic behind me. Does it look too bad right here? Because we are in a state park. This is Benjamin Rush State Park. Not normally a place I might come to, but as you know, I am trying to get to every state park in Pennsylvania. And that does mean even the ones in Philadelphia. So let me show you on the map where I am, and then we'll explore here a little bit. I'm kind of curious to see some things. Looks like they have a lot of meadow areas, so we might see a lot of butterflies and stuff. And I think they have like a community garden area too. So let's go, we'll check things out here a little bit at least. Yeah, so here is our map of Philadelphia. We are all the way over here in Philadelphia. And Benjamin Rush State Park is all the way up here on this end of Philadelphia. And later today I hope to get down to what's called Neshaminy State Park, just down below. Not quite in Philadelphia, but so that's where we are. You know, there's Naomi. See a bunch of milkweed up there. You know, this area doesn't feel too bad. There's a lot of traffic behind me. Route 1 is just behind me. Doesn't feel too bad considering we're in Philadelphia. I think we're more like in what's called the Ben-Salem area though. Let's check out this milkweed, see if we got anything going on up here. Yeah, this here is milkweed. It is blooming, but I don't see any butterflies out here this morning. See some bees over there. A lot of times there's tons of butterflies at these, especially the monarch butterfly. And of course, you know, the monarch caterpillars, this is the only plant they feed on. I think it's a little bit early for all them. Alright, let's try to... Looks like there's a trail up there, so let's try to get up there. It looks like we've got some information here as to who the park is named after. Dr. Benjamin Rush. Revolutionary in many ways. Born in 1745, 1773 became a member of the famous Sons of Liberty. Started writing in support of the American Revolution. But you can read that as I go down. I'm not going to read all of it for you. Died in 1813. Dr. Rush. Alright, so we're going to head this way. Yeah, they have a lot of open meadows here. There's a ton of that milkweed out there. I just don't see any... There's no butterflies out here this morning though. Is it chilly this morning actually for June? But man. Doesn't look a whole lot like Philadelphia out here, but we'll take it. I can hear it though. And once again, just definitely plenty of this open meadow space. Some purple flowers out there. Some beautiful yellow ones here. These might be primrose. The bees, evening primrose, I think they might be with the bees like that. There's some black-eyed Susans out here growing. Yeah, here's a closer look at those purple flowers. And you know what? I know what they are. Ouch! Well, they got thistles on them. Or thorns. Just can't think of the name at the moment. Some type of thistle, probably. Definitely hear the insects. I've seen a few small butterflies, more like the moths, the cabbage moths. But normally, I know I keep saying it, but normally when you have this much milkweed, you see like all kinds of swallowtails and monarch butterflies. Maybe they're just sleeping in. I've only been here for about 10 minutes so far, but minus the heavy traffic noise off that way, it's not that bad of a place actually, considering we're in Philadelphia. I was expecting a little bit worse when I was planning to come here, but not too bad actually. Looks like the gardens are out that way. I guess what they call the community gardens, so we're gonna check that out. I miss having a garden. Yeah, there's one of those cabbage moths I was talking about. There he is. Pretty common. These are the ones you see in your yard all the time flying around. So a little bit less traffic noise out this way. Once again, there are some beautiful meadows. There are birds singing. I'm still judging this place in my mind. Then the gardens, the community gardens are over here. We'll check out those in a little bit, I think. But I think for now I'm just gonna keep walking this way. We'll come back to the gardens. Maybe we'll save the gardens for the end. There's someone singing up there. I want to say that's a mockingbird. You see how he's just saying, singing a bunch of different types of songs. Yeah, there he is with the sun shining on him. Yeah, it's definitely a mockingbird. We got another bird down here. The birds are a bit tamer here. I'll give the park that much. Looking around for some breakfast. Yeah, that little guy right there is not flying off. So that is one thing, when you have a park in a busy area like this, the animals that are here tend to be a little bit more used to humans and don't fly off or run away as quickly. A lot of times when I'm out in the middle of nowhere or on the mountains and stuff, it's difficult to film the birds. They don't hang around for much. They see you and they're gone. But here they hang out a little bit more. So that's a plus. Still no big butterflies though. It's kind of weird actually. Like I said, usually when I'm places like this with these meadows, all these flowers, it's just full of butterflies. But I don't know if it's because we're in the Philly area or if this is all, these meadows are kind of new or what. The place is a work in progress. Right, there's a red-winged blackbird in that tree. There he is. Kind of hiding back there. You can see the red on his wing there. That's the sound he makes. We can see you in there. Okay, so this place is growing on me. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I didn't really have high expectations considering that it was going to be in the Philly area, but it's not so bad actually. I think it helps this morning too. It's actually really cool this morning. If it was a blazing hot afternoon, I might feel a bit differently too, but it's really pleasant out here. It's probably in the 60s right now. But man, yeah, if you live in the Philly area or in this side of Philly, it's not a bad place to come to. Compared to what the rest of Philadelphia looks like. You need an outdoor place to come and walk, jog and stuff, or even ride your bike. It's not a bad place actually. All right, let's check out the gardens. Here they have some signs for it. Growing Together, a community garden. This park is home to an 11-acre community garden, one of the biggest community gardens in the area. Individual members join the garden for a small fee and gain access to the plots where they can grow things. All right. Well, unfortunately, So we'll just have to walk along the edge of it, I guess. Got some tomatoes in there. These flowers down here are marigolds. Looks like some cabbage. I see onions. These are probably sunflowers on the edge here. Scarecrow. Some squash growing right there. Cucumbers, I think, down there too. More tomatoes. Looks like some corn. And over here, it looks like someone needs to do some weeding. All right. Got a beehive over here, several. So they're most likely, they put these here on purpose, help fertilize the gardens. Man, it'd be great to have a plot out here. More tomatoes. Yeah, I think that sign said 11 acres, but there's a lot of room here. I mean, further down I didn't film as much, but there's huge plots of potatoes. I think further down at that end there's a section that isn't even being used. So there's room here. Looks like some plots even in the middle are not being used or just overgrown. Oh, I can see some squash growing in there. It's not yellow squash. Let me zoom in a little bit on the squash. See, you can see those. There they are. Those yellow things there. Squash. Summer squash, I think they call it. Yeah, I'd love to have a garden again. I've actually been buying seeds online. I needed to keep doing that more. Just in the hopes of having a garden again someday when I get a place of my own. Yeah, so I think that's a great idea back there, these community gardens. Because a lot of people that live in the cities don't have room, like a backyard or something to grow a vegetable garden or something like that. More communities should do stuff like that, because a lot of cities and even not so large cities have lots of vacant land that's just sitting there. It can be turned into a place like that. I know sometimes you might have problems with vandalism and stuff like that, but it's a good idea. There's another red-winged blackbird up there. Those are the males. There you can see that red mark on his shoulder. There he goes. And there he is again. He's been dive bombing me here. He probably has a nest nearby. So you can see the red and the yellow in his wings. Yeah, they can be very territorial. Well, he's not hurting me or anything. That's a beautiful. Alright, well, up there he goes. Alright, so I'm making my way back to where I parked. Traffic noise is picking back up again. But some of the other areas of the park back there, it's not so, the traffic is not so evident. But yeah, I'll say I'm pleasantly surprised by this place. If this was closer to home, I probably wouldn't visit it that much, but considering where we are, this is actually not a bad place to stop in and visit. So I'm not trying to be too judgmental or critical, but it is what it is. we are in Philadelphia. Like I said, there is a distinct lack of wildlife, but at the same time the wildlife that is here is pretty tame. Easy to film and to view, so that's pretty cool. Alright, but I'm almost back at the Jeep. So I think I'll say goodbye here. Like I said, once again, if you live in the area, it's definitely worth checking out. I mean, this is a Wednesday morning. There's not a whole lot of people here, so you can walk around by yourself a bit. Hey man, if you get a plot in the garden, grow some vegetables and flowers and stuff. Alright, as always, thanks for coming along, and I'll see you in the next video.